Hello, everybody, and welcome to this new series that I'm starting called Excel for Finance. In this particular series, I'll be picking up some basic concepts in finance, explaining those concepts very briefly, and then I will show you how to use MS Excel for those basic principles in finance. So in part one, today we shall look at how to use Excel for computation of future value and present value. As you all know, time value of money is the most fundamental concept in finance. If you look at even basic finance to very advanced finance, including some of the asset pricing models like option pricing, etc., the principles of time value of money is required everywhere. So the two basic concepts in time value are future value and present value. Let us look at a very simple form or the basic form of future value and present value of a single sum of amount. In the later sessions, we will look at how to deal with present value, future value, etc. of a series of amounts. Today, we are going to talk about only a single sum of amount. Therefore, here we have only two cash flows. One is the cash flow happening today, which is called as present value, and the other is the cash flow happening on some time in future, which is called as future value. Let's take a question. For example, if we want to know the maturity value of an investment, say a bank fixed deposit or any investment of rupees 10,000, which is made today, fetching 8% returns per annum for a period of 5 years. So if I'm investing 10,000 today at the rate of 8% annual interest, what would be the value that I can withdraw or I can get at the end of 5 years? In this particular example, rupees 10,000 is present value, and the maturity value or whatever amount I'll be getting at the end of 5 years is what is called future value. We all know that the basic formula for calculation of future value is present value multiplied by 1 plus r to the power of n, where r represents rate of interest expressed in two decimals, and n represents the number of years or the period expressed in number of years. So future value multiplied by 1 plus r to the power of n gives us the future value. And if present value is to be calculated, we take future value and divide it by 1 plus r to the power of n. Or another way of getting it would be future value multiplied by 1 plus r to the power of negative n. So if you look at these set of equations, you will find that there are four variables. One is present value, one is future value, one is rate of interest r, and the last one is time period in number of years n. Now let us go to Excel and see how we can calculate this. Okay, so here I have an Excel file here. Same question I've typed here. What would be the maturity value of an investment of rupees 10,000 made today at the end of 5 years from now at the rate of 8% per annum? So present value is 10,000. Rate of interest R is 8%. Time period N is 5 years. One way of doing it is, if we know the formula, we can straight away type the formula by inserting that formula into Excel, and we can get the amount. That is the direct way of doing it. So let me try the formula. So it will be equal to present value multiplied by 1 plus r to the power of number of years n. So here we have the future value. So if I invest rupees 10,000 today at the rate of 8% per annum for 5 years, I will be getting 14,693.28 rupees at the end of 5 years. But here you have to remember the formula. But there is no need to do that. There is a function in Excel called FV function, and the syntax of that function is given here. It is FV rate period 2 commas and present value. If you do this function, if you insert this function, Excel will calculate it on its own, and you don't have to remember the formula. So let us try doing this. But before doing this, I want to tell you something very important. When you are dealing with present value and future value, Excel understands it properly when one of those cash flows is negative. So either the present value has to be negative or the future value has to be negative. In our example, we are investing rupees 10,000 today, and we are getting the maturity value at the end of 5 years. Therefore, let me go and make this 10,000 as negative because it is negative 10,000. Here in the formula, even the future value turns negative because I have not removed that negative from there. Now let us come to the future value function. So I'm going to type this function formula and I'll show you how to do that. So is equal to FV. I open the bracket. There itself, Excel is prompting me. First item is rate. So I'll click on this rate. Then I give a comma. Then its second item is NPER. NPER means number of periods. So number of periods is 5. I give 2 commas. There is one PMT coming there. We will see what it is later. We don't have to bother about it. Then comes present value. So I'm giving present value here. I can close the bracket and just press enter. So I'm getting the same amount, 14,693.28. So this is how in one step, without remembering the formula, we can calculate future value in Excel. Now let us see how to calculate present value. I have taken another example here. If a retirement scheme offers to pay rupees 2 lakh at the end of 10 years from now, how much is it worth today if the rate of interest is 12% per annum? So here we are trying to calculate the present value. Directly by inserting the formula, we can do that. So I'm going to first do that. So it is equal to future value divided by 1 plus R to the power of N. So if I do this, I'll get it. The present value is 64,394.65. But here I have to remember the formula. But without remembering the formula, Excel allows me to do it using a function. Here the present value function is called PV, and the syntax is very similar to future value function. It is PV, rate, period, and future value. So let us just insert that function now. Is equal to PV, bracket open. The moment I open the bracket, Excel prompts me. It is asking for rate. So I click on the rate cell, comma, number of periods. I click on that. Then there are 2 commas because I want to skip this PMT, and then comes future value, bracket close, enter. So I'm getting same amount. Here, since 2 lakh rupees receivable at the end of 10 years is kept as positive, present value is coming to minus 64,394.65. In other words, getting 2 lakh rupees at the rate of 12% at the end of 10 years, for that purpose, I need to invest. If I invest rupees 64,394.65 today at the rate of 12% for 10 years, I'll be able to get 2 lakh rupees at the end of 10 years. So this is how we can calculate present value and future value using Excel. So now let's go back and see the summary. Now, Excel functions for future value is future value, bracket open, rate, period, 2 commas, and PV, bracket close. Present value formula is present value, rate, period, 2 commas, future value, bracket close. In the coming sessions, I will also explain to you how to calculate future value, present value of more complex cash flow streams. Thank you. Thank you very much.